All right, welcome everybody to the Everyday Health Hacker Podcast. I'm Mike Herzing, along with Dr. Lisa Liao, who is Chief Medical Officer right here at Meridian Health Institute. How you doing?
Doing well. It's a beautiful day just after the hurricane. Glad to be here.
We're glad to be anywhere today.
That's right.
As a matter of fact, it's been a crazy week. You know, last couple of weeks we've been talking about the COVID stuff and the Delta variant and all these different variants and things. And gosh, it's everywhere. But nobody has mentioned flu season.
Flu season is not just around the corner, it's already here.
Already here.
Already here.
Okay. Because, you know, getting the vaccination, do I need to get it? Do I not? Does the COVID stuff work? Does it make any difference? You know, I hadn't seen anything, but all of a sudden, just yesterday I see, okay, I'm watching some channels and stuff. My wife's watching Hallmark, and there it is, flu stuff. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, okay, pneumococcal pneumonia. Okay.
That's different.
The trick is, yeah,
different.
And then there's different kinds of pneumonia. I'm like, okay. And all this flus and pneumonia and all this stuff.
Pneumonia, community-acquired pneumonia, just to name a few.
Pneumonia,
COVID
and the whole bit. So, and COVID, I mean, everything seems like whenever we have an upper respiratory something, it ends up as pneumonia.
Correct.
Then it kills you. So,
well, no, we want to avoid that.
Yeah, we definitely want to do that.
We're here about wellness.
And so, you know, we got to think about something. But we see all these vaccines and shingles and things like that. I'm from the generation that we're at school and we go, okay, by this polio vaccine, there's this vaccine, there's that vaccine. I didn't get a chance to say no, yes, no. My parents just said, get them.
Well, back then it was also mandated before you could go to school, and a lot of things are mandated before you go to school, unless you have true exemptions. And when I say true exemptions, real exemptions. So the key is that people need to know, like, when would you not need to take it, or when would you be at such a risk that being a person who's going to be away from people, going to wear their mask, and really mitigate your circumstances because you're choosing not to take the vaccine. You know, those are people that are going to have maybe vasculitis, a history of blood clot disorders. Maybe they've had one of the vaccines and they had an allergic reaction. You know, all of those are very serious issues, and they would qualify for not having that second vaccination or even the first if they go through any of those parameters. And then there's a lot of people that just like, you know, not everybody takes the hepatitis C vaccine. Why? Because they're not in an arena of work that they would be exposed to.
Okay, what would be that?
So, like, if you're going to go to medical school, that's going to be one of your requirements. It just is. If you're going to be in any healthcare professional, that's going to be a requirement. And it has been for a very long time. Currently, and fortunately, hepatitis C is reversible. However, that only came about just a few years ago. And that particular medication costs quite a bit of money. So, you know, if we can avoid it, that's what we'd like to do. Then you have vaccinations that came out for, if you go through the history of smallpox. You know, the first vaccination, was a very interesting history of this, is that the vaccination started with what they would do is they would cut a person's skin, they would put smallpox a bobule into that area, basically infect them with smallpox. They'd get over it, they'd build antibodies, and it would never happen again. Then what happened in their studies is that a lot of the farmers whose cattle got caught, I'm going to call it cowpox, is what they call it, is cowpox,
right,
is that they would find that no matter what they did with these farmers, they would not get smallpox, even though they had been inoculated several times. Why? Because they had a cross-antibody reaction because of the cows that they were taking care of, the cattle. So the interesting part is that a vaccine is called a vaccine. It goes back to the cow, vaca.
Oh, well, there you go.
There you go.
But there's so many different ones. I mean, what do we get? I mean, I'm a senior, so they go, oh, got to get, yeah, they want me to get a list of stuff.
Yes.
Okay.
The United States Preventive Task Force has a list of all the things that they recommend for you to take. And you as a person have the individual choice of which ones you're going to take.
Yeah, it's okay if I'm asking you, which is what I would do. I'd go, okay, what do I got to take, and which one should I do? And so, but not everybody gets that unless they're going to listen to this or watch this podcast.
Well, it's important for people to really have a yearly physical, because then you can ask questions. You know, people talk about, you know, pneumonia. I had the pneumonia vaccine. Well, which one did you have? Did you know that there's two that are out there? There's one that's called 13, pneumovalent 13, and then there's one that's called 23. which one should I have and why should I have it, and are they different or are they the same? They're actually different.
One's 10 better than the other.
And one is that you're not supposed to take them both at the same time. Same thing with the shingles vaccine. People were told it used to be after the age of 65, you take the shingles vaccine. Now they've moved it down to 50. Well, why did they move it down to 50? It used to be that you only took it once, now you take it twice. So what I'm sharing is that there's constant confusion about vaccines, who should take it, why they should take it, and does it make you not necessarily a better person, but does it make you safer in the future for what could be out there?
You got people. I've got friends that are like, I'm not taking any vaccines. My nephew's cousin's friend went deaf because he got a vaccine.
And I know of those stories, and I've seen those stories personally.
But so you get scared. So you go, okay, but then you're scared to catch something. So
that's where I always share with everybody is that you have to really decide for yourself, can you mitigate your circumstances? Are you going to be that person that's going to choose not to travel? Are you going to be that person that's going to choose to wear a mask? Which means that you're going to be different. And are you okay with it? So a lot of my patients are like, it's my choice. And I'm like, absolutely, it is your choice. And you've got in the media, people are bashing the frontline doctors of America. Everybody has a different philosophy. Doctoring is an art. It's a philosophy. And we're here to take care of everyone. You have doctors in Florida who decided not to work for an entire day at a particular hospital because they only wanted to treat vaccinated individuals. Well, morally and ethically, I just believe that that's wrong. That's my opinion only. We're here to treat. We've gone through the smallpox. We've gone through Spanish flu. We've gone through polio. Any type of pandemic, epidemic is not a 30-day, 90-day. It's going to last for years. And as a country and a culture, we will get through it. We have to be smart about it. And so I encourage everybody, eat right, take your vitamins, and practice what we call universal precautions. It used to be only the doctors that would do that. However, now everybody has to do that. So when you go and gas your car, guess what? You need to wash your hands. Or wear gloves, whatever you are most comfortable with. Mm-hmm. The key is that we're building this into our society, and we don't want to make people who are already obsessive compulsive more obsessive compulsive to where they won't leave their home. We have to keep living our lives.
Yeah.
And that's what we teach here at Meridian, is that we're here to help you and reassure you that you can live, no matter what your choice is about the vaccines, is that we're help you to live a quality, healthy life.
You're exactly right. I've got friends who don't want to go outside. My brother being one of them, mm-hmm. because he has diabetes and he's older than I am, and so he's in his mid-70s, mm-hmm. almost late 70s, and so he's panicked, okay? Yes. And he's getting over it, but he just got the booster. Yes. I'm like, wait a minute, you got the booster already? And he goes, yeah, I've got the third shot. I'm like, okay.
And as we know,
then I read about, okay, don't get it, and then get it, and then don't get it.
And so pretty much anyone who's out there ready for a debate, most people who are trained professional people that can debate, you can debate both sides.
Yeah.
And there's enough information on both sides. It's an opinion, and everybody has to go by what they feel is best. Mm-hmm. A lot of patients will say, hey, doc, out of the 3 that are out there, which one do you choose? So we'll go over each one of them. Let's just call them what it is, Moderna, Pfizer, as well as the J&J, Johnson & Johnson. And there will probably be others that are going to come out there, no different than with, tetanus. There's 2 different types of tetanus that is out there. Polio, there was a shot, and then there was drops. Many of you may remember the sugar cubes.
I did the sugar cube, yes.
A lot of us have a scar on our arm because we took the smallpox inoculation. And, seeing a lot of baby boomers in our practice, I have a lot of baby boomers that while they took the smallpox inoculation, some of them took it 2 or 3 times because they never scarred. And many of the higher ups, and when I say higher ups, these are people who went through graduate training, so they were required. So they were required to show that they had the smallpox vaccination.
Oh, wow.
And they never scarred, so they actually have had it 2 or 3 times.
Oh, good.
So the key is that, there are a lot of people out in this country that have incredible immune systems. And we are working to define that. And what you yourself can do for your immune system and your responsibility is eat good food, eat good foods. Have your vegetables. A vegetable a day is going to keep the doctor away. Actually, it's 12 vegetables a day, so you might need to take a multivitamin, and that's okay.
That's easy. There we go.
I prefer the multivitamin over 12 vegetables a day, but I can usually get 3 to 4 in a day. Salads, multi-vegetables.
Well, like I said, he's my brother's from the generation before me, and he just took it and he jumps at this stuff.
Mhm.
But the new younger generation, they're smart. They're
Mhm.
smarter than we were. They question things and they look at things, and I think that's
There's
good.
a platform. There's a platform to question, and it's unfortunate that a lot of doctors got in trouble for questioning. Now, many of them have already been vindicated, and I'm so glad of many of the organizations that helped go behind them to be vindicated. The key is that find a doctor, just like we always say, find a church that you enjoy going to, find a doctor that will listen to you, and the two of you together can partner in medicine in order for you to have your best self now.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, you're great at this, and this is what we need. We need more questions about stuff, and we
Yes.
need to go, because right now it was like get the shot, and then just today I see on the news that okay, maybe you don't need to get the third shot, and I'm like, wait a minute, you told me last week. Okay,
Right.
So let's just chill for just a minute.
Let's chill, and in 6 months we're going to have more information. Tomorrow we're going to have information.
That's right.
Our clinical director here, Natalie Moser, which will be on a podcast
Yay,
a little bit
she's
after
awesome.
us. Yes, she has been our COVID director, and many of our patients and new patients have had a chance to talk to her as well as to me about treatment and symptoms, and we're here just to take care of you. And so if you have any questions regarding any vaccination, what you should do for you and your family, whether it's children, adults, grandparents, we're here to take care of you and help you to make the best decision for you and your health. There is no judgment here.
info@everydayhealthhacker.com. Even if you say health hackers, we'll still get it.
We're going to get that email.
We're gonna get
We
it.
look forward to your questions.
That's right. All right. That was fun today. We're going to talk about this some more.
All right.
All right, folks. On behalf of Dr. Lisa and Liao, the awesome staff here at Meridian Health Institute, our producer, Jack McCraw, and myself, I want to thank everybody for listening. Please subscribe. We sure would like it. And then we can find out more about this stuff.
Yes, we're here to help.
Look for us on social media and our website, everydayhealthhacker.com. And as always, have a great week, right?
Have a blessed week, and we'll talk to you soon.